Making a dramatic announcement about his future intentions, House Minority Leader and California Representative Kevin McCarthy, who wants to be the next Speaker of the House, has vowed to hold the 51 intelligence agents who declared the Hunter Biden laptop to be Russian disinformation accountable. He was forceful in his language about the ongoing scandal and expressed real emotion as he explained his position while on the set of a popular TV program over the weekend. Representative McCarthy appeared on the Fox News show One Nation on Saturday night, where he spoke at length to host Brian Kilmeade about what has been discovered in the Twitter files so far. "We saw the revelations coming out of Twitter as Elon Musk has been unmasking the corruption that existed there and the denials that they testified about. So for you personally, you have another move you want to make. Not only do we want to hear from the former executives of Twitter and the other entities, but you have something else you want to say," the host said. "Yeah, I do. This is egregious what we are finding from the information reveals up to this point in time. They should not have Section 230 to start out with, but we also have to go further. What did Facebook and Google do as well, because they became an arm of the Democratic Party and an arm of government," the representative stated. "Those 51 intel agents that signed a letter that said the Hunter Biden information was all wrong, was Russia collusion. Many of them have a security clearance. We are going to bring them before committee. I'm going to have them have a hearing. Why did they sign it? Why did they lie to the American public? A Clapper, a Brennan? Why did you use the reputation that America was able to give to you more information, but use it for a political purpose and lie to the American public?" he said in quite an angry tone. It comes days after Republican Kentucky Representative James Comer of the House Oversight Committee said he is going to bring the staff members who were responsible for burying the story to testify before Congress in a live televised event for all of the American people to see and hear with their own eyes and ears. In recent days, the chairman has been at fever pitch in voicing his outrage over the wrongdoing by those siding with the false narrative and claiming it to be 100% truthful and accurate. Every employee at Twitter who was involved in suppressing the Hunter Biden laptop story will have an opportunity to come before Congress and explain their actions to the American people, he said on Fox News recently. When we announced the investigation of the Biden family and referenced material from the laptop, many in the mainstream media said this is just a conspiracy theory, he stated to Fox News host Sean Hannity. The mainstream media is still trying to use the same old talking points about how they believe the laptop is somehow Russian disinformation, he said. The representative said more on the subject in regards to the recent release of the Twitter files, which have exposed the collusion between various law enforcement agencies, such as the FBI, and Twitter staff members, especially several of those in executive positions at the popular social media company. In January, I can promise you this. Every Twitter employee involved in suppressing the Hunter Biden laptop story will have an opportunity to come before the GOP Oversight Committee and explain their actions to the American people. Elon Musk has provided the necessary facts for the American people who have a right to know what has been going on behind the scenes. This is how the process under our Constitution is supposed to work. The days of big tech colluding with Democrats to silence legitimate news are numbered. The GOP Oversight Committee will hold them accountable, the representative stated with fervor. As Musk had a live Q&A session on Saturday, after revealing the depths of how the Hunter Biden laptop story got squashed on Twitter back in October of 2020, just weeks before the presidential election of that year, and revealing how deep people in government were with Twitter, he believed that his mental status was pertinent information for the American public to be fully aware of, in case there is foul play against him in some way, the Epoch Times reported. I do not have any suicidal thoughts. If I commit suicide, it's not real, he said to around 100,000 listeners. This remark stoked extensive controversy among the audience, who feared for the safety of the famous billionaire businessman. Musk joked that given the revelations in the files and his expressed plans to ensure that political powers have no undisclosed influence at the company going forward, powerful figures and institutions may want him out of the way, the Times said. Twitter is the one company that's no longer colluding and is no longer just going with this NPC groupthink. I should probably increase my security or something, the new CEO of Twitter made crystal clear in his statement. He also commented on the media's portrayal of Twitter as becoming a place for right-wingers to create a hellscape and said it was simply not the case. And in fact there are far fewer bots, far fewer trolls, and it's actually, I think, way more fun and interesting. And we're seeing that in the user minutes and in the daily average users, he said. And he stated that before he signed on as the CEO at the well-known social media giant, Twitter was not unbiased when it came to rules enforcement. He said there was a very different standard applied to Republican candidates in the U.S. versus their opposition Democrat candidates. I'm not saying this is definitely the case. There appears to have been a double standard where Democrats were not censored and left causes were not censored but right causes and Republicans were, the CEO pointed out to his host. I think this is frankly obvious to anyone who uses Twitter without any extra exposure of Twitter files. It was not even-handed, he said. The Tesla, Starlink, and SpaceX CEO said that frankly the behavior that is to be expected from an organization that is based in San Francisco, which is far left. So from their standpoint, it wouldn't seem like that they're being unfair, he said. It's simply how they see the world. On Friday night, the Twitter CEO unveiled what he called the Hunter Biden story suppression files, and it was a whopper. He handed the task of unveiling the details of the scandal to independent journalist and former liberal hero, Matt Taibbi. What you're about to read is the first installment in a series based upon thousands of internal documents obtained by sources at Twitter, the journalist said. The Twitter files tell an incredible story from inside one of the world's largest and most influential social media platforms. It is a Frankensteinian tale of a human-built mechanism grown out the control of its designer, he said before unleashing a torrent of information.